everybody. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Pillow Talk Live. It's your girl, your host, Chandra Legree, your cousin, your sister, your friend. I'm in the building, y'all. Tonight. I have a special night planned for each and every one of you that's out there. So make sure you share tonight. I got someone amazing, and I got some amazing things lined up for the show tonight. So make sure you share. Now let me ask you a question, kid. Everybody hear me out there that's on so far? Can you hear me? I hope so. I'm trying this new earpiece device, and I hope it's working because last week I could, you guys could hear me and the guest well, but I couldn't hear for some reason. And this is a new phone. I don't know what's going on. Hey, Regina. Hey, sis. How are you? Welcome to the show. Share the show. I got some great stuff for you guys tonight. But you know what we do here on Pillow Talk? Before we get into the show, we got to give honor to where honors due, and where the foundation is set for this show. The foundation of this show is set on the word. So y'all, let's get to it. Let's drop that word. Here we go. The word for tonight is, if any of you lack wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. Once again, if any of you lack wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault. It will be given to you. That's James 1 and 5. Okay, so it's pretty much self-explanatory, but I'll break it down just a little bit more. Thank you, sis. If you feel like you're lacking wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and clarity in an area, you can't go to man for wisdom. You can't go to man for clarity. You can't go to man for knowledge. And to a degree, first you need to go to God and ask God to give you wisdom, just like Solomon did. He said, God, I'd rather have wisdom than riches. Ask God to give you wisdom, clarity, understanding. And as God gives you wisdom, clarity, and understanding, it'll help you be able to focus, to see what's going on around you, and to understand clearly. And God will use man to help you along the road. So don't get me wrong when I say not man, but yes, God will use man to help you along the road of your wisdom, clarity, and understanding. But go to him first so he can lead and guide and direct you to the right person, to the right one that will give you what you need, the nuggets, the gems that you need. Ask God first. He said, if you ask, he will give it to you. Put it up there again. If any of you lack wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. So God will give us wisdom generously, excuse me, y'all, without judgment, without fault, without looking at what we did wrong and how we did it wrong, and what I did a minute ago, what I did, how I did that a second ago, or how I was angry with somebody, how I didn't do right. God doesn't give us based on what we do and how we do it. God, he said he gives generously. Ask him and he will give us wisdom, because we ask God for wisdom. Wisdom will give us insight on how not to do this, how not to do that, how not to act this way or act that way, or treat this person this way or treat that person that way. If we ask God for wisdom, wisdom will lead us down the right path. You understand what I'm saying? Wisdom will lead us down the right road. Hey, Tracy, how y'all doing? Welcome to Pillow Talk Live. I was just breaking down our foundation for today, which is our scripture. Wisdom will give you what you need to understand, have clarity, how to treat people, how to talk to people, how to do business, how to be a business owner, just how to live right, and how to be the best you, and how to be an example to people around you. Because wisdom opens the door and the keys to a lot of the things: knowledge, understanding, clarity, peace of mind. Wisdom has friends and cousins and aunts and uncles that come with it. Wisdom don't just come by itself. It comes with a host of other blessings with it. So if you lack wisdom and clarity, ask God and he will give it to you generously. Okay? That is our scripture for the day. That is our foundation for today. All right? But you guys, let me do this. since God is blessing us now to move up to another level, I have to, at this moment, take a quick break. And got a little commercial for you. Here's one of our sponsors, and I'll be right back with you guys in just a moment.
Hi, it's Kayla Greed, CEO of First Lady Enterprises. If you're looking for some events in Atlanta that have purpose like vision board parties and motivational events and networking and still want to have some fun, well, follow us for updates on Instagram at First Lady Enterprises ATL, or you can join our women's group on Facebook at Be First on Purpose by First Lady Enterprises. We'll see you then.
Hey guys, I'm back. How do you like that? You guys are looking for an event planner that plans parties, events, bar mitzvahs, birthdays. She's a promoter. Whatever you need, she's got it. And I'm telling you, I have seen her take an empty room, nothing that looked like nothing, a shell of nothing. I mean, cement floors and walls, and turn it into a palace with the throne chairs, from the decorations to the floors. Amazing. So if you're looking for an event planner here in the Georgia area that'll plan, like I said, parties, weddings, bar mitzvahs, whatever you're doing, she can do it. And if you need a promoter, she promotes with that as well. So whatever you need, excuse me, y'all, whatever you need, she's got it. Okay. So check out First Lady Enterprise. She's on Facebook and IG, First Lady Enterprise. Check her out. Okay, y'all. So I'm doing a few little different things this show because right now, I usually do uh feats, fun events around town. Well, right now we're not going to be able to do feats because why? We're still on that, this pandemic thing, and we have to be careful going out. And it's hard to social distance when people are really going out. So I'm not going to give you any feats right now. Hopefully by March, April, May, we'll be able to start that back up. But what I am going to do, we're going to move right along to our yummy delights. Okay, y'all, I saw this on, I saw Monique the Entertainer, the comedian. I saw her blog, and she was talking about this vegan treat that she really enjoyed, right? And she didn't prepare it on her blog, but she showed it to us and she tasted it. And I was like, oh my God, it looks amazing. I want to try this. So I said, but you know what? I want to go to the source so I know how to make it because, like I said, Monique didn't prepare it. She just showed it. And she said, I got this from guess who? Tabitha Brown. And everybody knows that I love Tabitha Brown. So anybody in the comments, Mommy Caldwell, do me a favor. In the comments, tag at Tabitha Brown. You got to do the at sign at Tabitha Brown and tag her in the comments. Well, anyway, I love Tabitha Brown. I love her. I love her. I love her. You know why? Y'all know why I love Tabitha Brown? Because it's my business. I love when she says that because it's your business. Okay. And so I said, you know what? I want to go to Tabitha because I follow her on Facebook and on TikTok. I said, I'm going to go and see if she has a video of it because I want you guys to see this. If you're trying to eat healthy, trying to eat more vegan, more clean, here you go. And then me, guys, one of my favorite things, I love deviled eggs. I love deviled eggs. I could eat them all day long. They're going to mess my stomach up. I still eat them, No, you just taught yourself something you know you're not supposed to have, but you go ahead and do it anyway. All right, y'all. So check this out. She's gonna hook y'all up. She's gonna hook y'all up. This is where we going, y'all. This is where we going. It's our Yummy Delight segment. Yes. So here we go, y'all. Check it out.
Hello there. You like deviled eggs? Me too. Let's make some. Vegan. Okay, so for the egg, I'm using white mushrooms that I put in some old pickle juice and I added some black salt to give it an egg flavor. And for the yolk, we're using garbanzo beans, also known as chickpeas. Add them to your food processor, like that. They processed, Put them in a bowl. Add mustard. Add mayo. Sweet relish. Add some dill. And we adding garlic powder because that's our business. Add some black salt because this is what gives it the egg flavor. Stir it up real good. Add a little salt. Add a little pepper. Stir it up some more. Put your mushrooms on a plate. Stuff them with the chickpea like that. Get some smoked paprika. Sprinkle it on top. Get into it. Ooh, God, we thank you. Honey, these eggs done been saved. Amen.
Y'all look here. First of all, don't that look delicious? Didn't it look just like a deviled egg? I mean, exactly like a deviled egg. So this is what I'm going to do. I didn't have time to try this because I just found the video last night. Next week's show, I'm going to go ahead and make them and I'm going to show you guys and I'm going to taste them and tell you guys how they taste if you haven't made it already. So you're on the show next week, which I pray you will be. If you've made it, tell me how you like it. But I'm going to do it too. And I'll tell you guys how I like it. Okay. Tabitha Brown, y'all, she's the Denise Bees. Her voice alone is so soothing and calming. It just makes you want to try whatever she's making, right? So shout out to you, Tabitha Brown. You are the best, honey. I love you. All right, guys. So before we go on to our next movement, I want to shout out, because this is my business owners month. I want to shout out a young lady who, at the age of 12, was bullied seriously. She's 14 years old now, but at 13, she started her own business called No Drama Cosmetics. And she sent me some promo material to promote on my show. And so, with that being said, I wanted to show what she sent me. And she makes lip glosses, all kind of lip glosses, and she makes them herself by hand. And her base of the lip gloss is olive oil, so it keeps the lips moisturized. It keeps them what's the one I'm looking for? Scrub where that skin doesn't build up on your lips, because I know I have a problem with that. And she makes body gels and body lotions and body shimmer, and she makes shirts, keychains, whatever you need. She makes it, right? Excuse me, y'all. I don't know what's going on. It gets stuffy in the house. But anyway, she sent me some promo material, and I want to show y'all the shirt she sent me. No Drama Cosmetics. In that fire, I was so proud of her. I am so proud of her. And I said that to say this is the month where I'm promoting business owners. And she's 14 now. And this is one of her lip glosses called Boss Up. Boss Up, Boss Up, Boss Up. No Drama Cosmetics. She's on Facebook and IG. Just look up No Drama Cosmetics. And I want us to support our youth. And here's the thing. I look on Facebook and I see a lot of people talking about, oh, we're going to support, we're going to support. But you want the support, but you don't give the support. Now, this is what I do. This is me. Once or twice a month, I'll just pick somebody random that I don't know, and I'll support them. Okay, I'll support them. I just pick someone random that I don't know, and I'll support. And if I don't buy what they're having, I'll just say, look, what's your cash app? I want to sow a seed. So I practice what I preach. So I'm asking everybody, stop saying you promote people if you really don't. You're saying that you promote people because you want to be promoted. You want everybody to jump on your train, but you don't support. Well, let me tell you something. In order for your business to grow, you got to support others. You know what I'm saying? It's better to give than to receive. If you give to someone else's business and idea, it'll come back to you. So I'm asking everybody to go on and support this young lady. Her name is my granddaughter, matter of fact. And I'm not pushing it so hard because she's my granddaughter. I'm very proud of her. She made the honor roll student. And last week, she got a call from a high school. She'll be in high school next year that wants her to be in their honor program. So right now, they're tutoring her for a freshman year to be in their honor student program. 12 years old, my granddaughter was bullied to no end. To the point, my granddaughter felt like she needed counseling and therapy. So this was her outlet, No Drama Cosmetics. So please go and support. It's not expensive. We spend that at McDonald's, $7, $8 at McDonald's. No Drama Cosmetics on IG and on Facebook. Like I said, she has all assortment of lip glosses, body shimmers, body creams, all that. T-shirts, she can make whatever you want, necklaces, and her siblings have their own business called CNC Creators. Support, y'all. Support. No Drama Cosmetics. Support our youth today. And I'm proud of her. My granddaughter, Cherish Walker. I call her Cherish Walker Kid. She don't like it, but that's my baby, y'all. But let me tell you how I support her. Not because she's not even in Georgia. She's in Illinois. She sent me the package, mailed me the package to make sure I got it. And just because, even if she wasn't my granddaughter, I still said, you know what? You sent me promo for my show. I sent her a big seed. I sent a big seed to invest in her future, to invest in her business. So if you don't see anything you want to buy, just invest, sow a seed, because it'll come back to you. Especially if you're trying to get your business going and get your business up off the ground. What you put in the ground will come back to you. So sow into somebody else's dream, destiny, vision, and watch the seed come back for you. All right? Boom. That's my plug. And I want to do one more shout out. Y'all got some good stuff coming. I'm trying to get to before our guests come on. Okay, y'all see this book? I'm telling you, I support people. See this book? Lifting the Mask by Dr. Nikki Natson. Co-authors Kimberly Natson, Angela Allen, Selena Eason, Sheila Henry, Melina Mason, Felicia Stubbs, and Artina White are co-authors on this book. I know Minister Nikki Natson personally. She's an amazing woman. We were co-authors on a book last 2019 called Daughters of Triumph. We co-authored on that book with 21 other women. But this time, she did a book again. She did another book on her own with different co-authors, and I'm so proud of her. Look, you guys, her name is Nikkei. Nicckay, Nicckay, Natson. She's on Facebook. Go to her page. Order this book. I just got it today. I haven't had a chance to really read it because I just got it this evening. But when I do, I will give reviews again about this book, you guys. So if you're looking for something that's going to help you understand how to take off that mask and stop being who people think you should be and being who you are, because that's the problem today. A lot of us wear masks because we worry about what people think and say. Take the mask off, okay? Look at this. I hate to get up on my seat, but I had to. This is what some of us do. We walk around like this all day, every day. It's time to do this. Throw the mask away. Be who you are. Be who God created you to be. Simple. When you be who God created you to be, that's the best you. You don't have to worry about what nobody else thinks or says. But try the book. Nikki, hey sister, do me a favor. Tag your where they can purchase the book from in the comments. Put it in the comments. She's on here, y'all. Put it in the comments so they'll know exactly where to go buy it. Lifting the Mask. Put it in the comments. I want people to know where they can buy it. Take the mask off. That's right. Lifting the Mask is a book, but we have to take the mask off. Put it in the comments form so they'll know exactly where to go and buy it. All right? All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for News Travels. We do it every week. News Travels, what we do. All right, we're back. You know what? It's when I talk about the news, I try not to be on it too long because it gets a little bit overwhelming for me. But I have to talk about it. I have to talk about it. I have to. So let's go here. Let's go here first. All right. Y'all know what I'm gonna talk about already. Well, y'all see that? They're preparing for his impeachment, and it could add charges on Georgia, charges and the allegations of what he tried to do with Secretary of State in Georgia, Raffenberg. All right, you guys. So we all know what happened last Tuesday, which was a tragedy, travesty. It was senseless. It was meaningless. It was evil. It was wrong. It was horrific what happened last Tuesday on Election Day. I would have never thought in my wildest dreams in my life that anything like that would ever happen, that we would see anything like that in our day and time. What happened last week? People scaling the walls, breaking in the building, breaking out windows, beating the police. 5 people got killed last week. Did you ever think you'd see anything like that in your life? In your life. I never thought I'd see anything like that in my life. I really don't have a lot of words to say other than it was horrendous. It was horrendous. Now, here's the thing. They're talking about impeaching him again. They're going to. Twice. This is twice. This man is going to be impeached. Okay? But he will be the 4th president in United States history that has been impeached. Now, I want y'all to check this out. When I did my research on this, I could not believe what I saw with the other 3 presidents that were impeached. Let me see if I'm going to go here. Okay. The election of 1800 was one of the most bitter in the nation's history. Incumbent John Adams sought a second term, but he faced a powerful challenge from his own vice president, Thomas Jefferson. Worse still, for Adams, popular opinion had turned against him, turned against his campaigning of the highly divisive, alien, and sedition. Were they not talking about that last week with President Trump? Sedition Acts of 1798 that restricted the activities of foreign nationals and limit the freedom of speech and the press. Is that not what we've been dealing with Trump for the last 4 years? Is that not what we've been dealing with? If that's not enough, let's go here. All right. So, John Quincy Adams. That's the son. Followed in his father's footsteps in many ways. As Secretary of State to the retiring President James Moore, he looked to obtain the presidency in his own right in 1824, but he faced multiple challenges, notably from Adam and Henry Clay. Go on to the next one. Vice President Andrew Johnson succeeded to the presidency after the assassination of President Abraham Lincoln in 1865. In turn, the new president committed himself to obstructing the will of the Republican Congress at every step. Popular appeals notwithstanding, he failed to secure the nomination of the Republican Party for the president in 1868 and was impeached by the House of Representatives. Whoo! Doesn't that sound? All the other three that were impeached, now Trump makes 4, double impeachment for him. They all kind of got the same track record. They all got the same track record. Everybody that's on, make sure y'all share. Please share. They all got the same track record. That when I read that, I could not believe what I was reading. They all were set on the same foundation to doing whatever they could to cut freedom of speech, the press, undermine House of Representatives, Republicans, just undermining to stay in office and to get the position. Isn't that not what our current president has been doing? And sedition, all that last week. I'm just saying, it's mirroring itself. History does repeat. It says in the Bible, history repeats. There's nothing new under the sun. And it just happened to be repeating double with this president, but he's the fourth. And they all had the same foundation. Sedition and silencing the press and just getting it by any means necessary. And look what happened. By any means necessary. Wow. That says a lot. That says a lot. And in the midst of all this chaos, this happened, and it did not have to happen. It did not have to happen. A woman shot during the Capitol riots named as U.S. Air Force veteran Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt. Did not have to happen. Didn't have to happen, but it did. Didn't have to happen. All right, you guys. I don't want to go too deep because I have such an amazing guest. Before we get to our guest, we have a word from our sponsors, and I will be right back. It's called Alignment Leadership Classes. 3 courses, 9 classes. Identity, relationship, and leadership. Register now. Search eventbrite.com, Alignment Leadership Classes. $5 per course, and it's 3 classes in each course. So it's $15 for 3 courses, which is 9 classes total. If you're trying to align your identity, who you are, your relationship, marriage or friends, your business relationships, and then leadership, you guys got to take this course. Go to eventbrite.com, Alignment Leadership Classes, you guys. All right, you guys. All right, guys, we're going to do one more thing. I'm trying to get this camera back on. I do this every time. Y'all know I'm not no technical person. Y'all know I'm not no technical person. I'm used to somebody doing all that for me. Y'all, so let's get ready to rumble. I have such an awesome, amazing guest for you guys because this month is a month for business owners, people that want to start their business and start it now, refresh their business, rebuild, rebrand your business. I have the right person for you guys tonight. Just like I had the right ladies last week, I have the right one for you guys tonight that's going to help you understand that. We're going to take some questions from her. I'm going to ask her some questions. Then I'm going to ask you guys if there's any questions that you would like to ask her to go ahead, and I'm going to put it up on the screen for her to answer your questions. Nikki, let me put this up here. This is where you guys can get the book. You guys can go to www.drnikkynatson.com to order the book, Lifting the Mask. Okay? You guys can go there. But we got coming up, guys, someone that I think will help you all a lot in your business endeavors, whatever it is you're aspiring to do. She has a lot of answers for you because she's been all in different aspects of the field that she's in, from the beginning, from top to the bottom, in the middle. She knows it all. You know how sometimes you know the base level of your business because you haven't risen to that level yet, where she knows from the basement to the penthouse on how to brand yourself, rebrand yourself. Okay? Here we go. We're gonna bring her in, y'all, in just a second. Let me see if I got anything else that I need to show you guys what I have. How's everybody doing out there? I see y'all kind of quiet. I see a few comments. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? But before, you know what, guys, before I bring our guests on, I want to pay homage to this young lady here, Elder Deborah Lester. Uh, Mommy, if you could tag Latoya and Tierra in these comments, she was a staple of our church, the church I went to back in Illinois. She was a staple in Illinois, around the world, to everybody that knew her. She was the personal business assistant, producer, all of that for Bishop Neil Robeson, the gospel artist. Deborah, Elder Deborah Lester passed away last weekend, and they had her homegoing service on yesterday. When I say this was an amazing, kind, giving, loving person, I've never met anyone like her, and she's going to be severely and sorely missed. We love you. Deborah, Tierra, and Toya, we love you. And Pastor Bolton, we're praying for you all and lifting you up. Bishop Neil Robeson, we're lifting you all up in prayer over this amazing woman of God that's gone on to be with the Lord. When I say saved, love the Lord, yes, she did. She was that one. She was saved and she loved the Lord with all of her heart. And she was a servant, you guys. That was the biggest thing about her more than anything. She was a servant. She loved God's people and she loved God most of all. And it showed in her heart that she was a servant of God. So I wanted to do that honor for her, for me. You know, it's been a loss on this side for her family, but she's transitioned to glory. When I say loss, I don't mean loss like L-O-S-T. That's the difference than L-O-S-S. A loss meaning they hurt, the absence of her not being here. No, she wasn't L-O-S-T, even though she's L-O-S-S to her family, but she's not L-O-S-T. So I thank God for her life. All right, you guys, you're ready, you're ready, ready. We're going to bring on our guest. I'm getting it, y'all. Well, hello there.
How you doing? How you doing?
Let me do this introduction first. Let me do this introduction first. All right, everybody. Welcome to the show, to Pillow Talk Live. We have mogul and CEO Crystal Smith of Crystal Smith Enterprises. Now, let me give you a little background. Crystal is a CEO and mogul in her own right with all the work that she has put in her life and what she's doing. She's the editor-in-chief of Joy 105.com. It's a digital magazine news outlet. She's operated in Hollywood, Philadelphia, PA. She's a TV producer. She's an author. What else can I say? She's a manager to a lot of music greats in the gospel industry. She's a person. She's a real person that's kind and loving. She's a friend, and she is a business. I call her the GOAT. She's a business goat because she's good at what she does. She knows her stuff. And I'm so glad that she took out her busy schedule to come and be with you guys tonight. So welcome her to the show.
Thank you, Chandra. That intro was, I mean, I was looking for who you were talking about. That was awesome. Thank you.
You know what? You deserve it. You deserve it because of all the hard work that you have put in, that I've seen you put in, that I know personally for myself, the groundwork that you've laid and the seeds that you have sown
Thank
from the
you.
time I met you back in 2009, and I have watched you flip a lot of people's lives for the better.
Yeah, thank you.
When, when you came into their lives changed for the better. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And I'm just grateful to know you for that matter.
Thank you.
Let me get to my questions. You want to say anything to the viewers while I'm getting to myself?
Well, I just want to thank you. I want you to know I'm extremely proud of you. I'm proud
Thank
of you.
you.
I listened to all that you sharing about me. As you stated, we've known each other a long time. And friendships don't last that long like they used
Hmm.
to on an
Hmm.
overall anymore. So when you have friends that have been as friends as long as we have, it says a lot. But I've seen your journey, and just to see you still pressing and you look beautiful. And I mean, nobody should have an excuse not to pursue their dreams. When I look
Hmm.
at you, you are a living example that there's no stopping us. Yeah.
Amen. I agree with that. I
Yeah.
agree with that. And I thank you for that. It ain't easy out here.
It's
It's
not.
not. And especially with us being women and African American women, that's like doubly against us, you
You
know?
about to start some trouble. Don't go there because you already know.
I don't look, this is uncensored. I'm gonna open up a can of worms. Hey.
Being black and a female and trying to climb that success ladder,
Hmm.
it's not for the faint of heart.
Okay, well, you know what? On that note, what you just said, I'm gonna reverse these questions. I'm just gonna throw this one in there.
Mhm.
Trying to climb that ladder of success, how did it feel for you? How was
It's
it
been
for you trying to climb that ladder?
it's been very difficult. It's been very difficult, and I think not often enough do we express the difficult side of it. A lot of times people come into your lives at different seasons of your life. So, I
Hmm.
have people that I just met last month. Then I have people I
Hmm.
met last year. But then I have people like you I met 10 years, 10
Right,
plus years ago. And then I have people I've
right,
known my whole life. So it's like people come into your life in phases and they see what they see in the phase they enter. But so
right.
often we don't roll back. We don't
Hmm.
roll back and talk about the journey. And the journey,
Right.
the journey is more important than the destination. That's what most people.
Mm,
The journey is
that's a
way,
good gem.
way more important than the destination because how you got there is
Hmm.
going to be the foundation of what you become when you get to your destination.
Wow, now that's a good gem. That's a good gem. I hope you guys picking that up out there. That was really good.
The journey
We're gonna take some
makes,
questions later too. Go ahead, say it again.
I just said the journey, it makes you. It
It
makes you
does.
because if you get there the easy route, you won't stay. But when
Hmm.
you're on a real journey and you go the hard way in the long
Hmm.
road, untrodden path, when you get there, you're sound, you're stable.
Right.
Nothing can knock you, nothing can shake you because
Hmm.
it's a lot to get to that place. So fame, fortune, money, nor people can
Hmm.
change who you are. Your character is solid.
Right. Right. And I agree with you. I rather take the journey, my experiences that I learned in the journey, and the wisdom that I get in the journey, than to go from point A to Z real quick and miss everything in the middle. Like you said, because that makes who you are.
Yeah.
That determines how you handle when you get to that point, that pinnacle of where God is purposing you to be, how you handle that. If you haven't learned the in-between stuff, because some people get that overnight success and they fail quick.
Well, I think that's one of the biggest misnomers. There's no such thing as overnight success to me. I
Okay.
think what happens is overnight, a person gets revealed to the world, but they had to put
Yeah.
work, they had to put some work in. We may have found out about them instantly, but that journey to get to that place, they had to put some work in. So it's like, we see, and I think that's a major problem with this generation we live in now, because they have shows like, I'm always going to relate something to a television show or a book. And, they have shows like American Idol and things like that. And these shows make it look like they won a contest and all of a sudden they became successful, but there's a story behind it.
Right. There's a journey. Right. You know what? I agree with you. I'm going to say 99%. And the reason why I say this, when it comes to, like you said, American Idol, people like yourself, like me and other people that have tilled the ground, that is so true. But now you got these overnight sensations on TikTok, Facebook, from dance. This young lady on TikTok, she's famous now just from doing some dances that she copied from someone else that went viral. She got a blue check, and now she's all over the place. So in those instances, some people that get fame just that quick and at a young age, sometimes like that, when they get so high, it comes down quick. And I remember Justin Bieber saying how he when his success came so fast for him that the in between is where he went left and went wrong, and just his life just kind of went awry, but now he's come back to himself. So not everybody, but in some instances, people that do get that overnight success from, whether it's through social media or whatever it is, it seems like it doesn't last. Once it don't last long with it, they don't get the in between that they need to stay where they are.
Right. Do you mind if I elaborate on that just a little?
Yes. No, go ahead.
What I'm meaning by not overnight is, trust me, from the time she made that TikTok video, she went through some stuff in her life that we don't know about.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes the journey and what you go through, it may not be related to what your overnight,
right?
And what your overnight is, but your journey, what happened in her household, what she molested. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We can go down. And a lot of times, by the time we see the manifestation of what happens in a person's life, we don't know the backstory, and it creates.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's right.
And a lot of young people where they just think, just snap your finger and I'm gonna be healthy.
Yeah. Right. It is work. You know what I'm saying? It's work, period. Whether you're on the beginning level, the intermediate, or it's work. It's work. And I think a lot of it is your perseverance, your mental state and health has to be to that place of, no matter what's happening in my life around me, I'm going to push through this. And I think that's kind of what makes or break a business in the beginning, is your mindset. You know what I mean?
It's resilience, it's resilience, and it's going into whatever your business is, whatever the concept is. You have to be assured. You have to know that you know. And a lot of times, so often, we may start off with one concept, but if you keep your mind open, you keep your spirit open, you keep your ears open, you stay in communication, and you stay up to date on whatever you're working on, most often, I've seen it happen so many times, most often it will lead down a different road, and people will get sidetracked because they'll think, oh no, but this is what I do. And you have an opportunity that comes your way, and it looks like you're going off course, but you're still on course. It's just not the journey you expected to take. So it's very sticky, because starting a business, if you don't know that you know, and most people think, they have things out here that say, 5 years. If you make it past 5 years in a business, no such thing. No. You have to just be resilient and persistent and consistent. And some people, it happens for them in a year. Right.
So it's case by case, right? Person by person.
It all depends on the business.
Okay. So I kind of gave people a little, small synopsis of what you do. Can you give the viewers a little bit? I'm just went off the questions, but since we're into this, I want them to know, under the Crystal Smith Enterprises umbrellas, what are some of the businesses that you built up, so they will know you can do more than just one thing? They have an umbrella. You can put a lot of stuff under.
Well, you can never be successful doing one thing. You can be known for one thing, but you have to do several things in order to, in the terms of the young people now, in order to get your coins. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
you have to be multi-purpose, knowledgeable about all that you're working on. So with Crystal Smith Enterprises, it's an umbrella that has several businesses up under it, because when you've been self-employed for 30 years, like I have, I've learned so much over the years. And instead of just learning things and just keep, holding the knowledge, what I do is I learn things and I turn that knowledge into a business and I turn it into money. So every time I learn something new and it's something that will generate a revenue, you turn it into a business. Some make it, some don't. And you have to be willing to accept that, but you have to be willing to try. So with Crystal Smith Enterprises, most facets of the entertainment industry I cover, whether it's content creation for television shows. My focus is game shows and talk shows.
The Wall is one of your productions that you do. I let you guys know The Wall on TV. You produced The Wall. Okay.
Yeah, I was the casting producer for The Wall, and it's producing, executive producing, content creation, branding, marketing, casting, you name it. In the entertainment industry, it's like wherever there's a need on a production set, or if I get the concept and I need to produce that, then that's what I do. So Crystal Smith Enterprises, it can go in several different directions in the actual entertainment industry. So then you have a branding side of it. The branding side and the management side is where I've worked with talent from all genres. And then I moved over into the church genre by accident. And
he said by accident.
So in the branding and the management of it, then I focus on literally taking people, their ideas, their concepts, their dreams, and taking their talent. And I use their talent and try to put it in a position to be seen by the right people to make their dreams come true. So that's been very taxing. I've been doing that for quite a while. And kind of at the point where I'm ready to, after this pandemic, if you came out of 2020 and you didn't have, and a lot of things about your life, your mindset, professionally, spiritually didn't change, there's a problem.
Right.
So, I too went through that same thing. So the desire to do branding, brand management anymore, I necessarily don't have that anymore. So what I'm doing now is I'm focusing 100% on the corporate side of the entertainment world, because I had no plans to move back to Atlanta yet.
Right.
So with the pandemic, I had to make some shifts, and you have to think quick. You have to think quick and you pull up, go back in and dig up all those talents that you just been sitting on and not using, out and make money for you. So you have to add. Then I have the media side of Crystal Smith Enterprises, which is Joy 105, which is another business. I started that media outlet 10 years ago.
I remember.
And for the longest, it just seems like it was going to do nothing. And God being God and me being persistent, God is, that's what I asked him to do, and he continues to do it. So as long as he continues to give me favor on it, I'll continue to run that one. And I opened up another business, and it's called North Hollywood Hair. And,
I did go to your website.
Thank
I was like, wait a minute, I need to try me one of them. They fire y'all. Yes, they're fire. Tell them the website, Crystal. Tell them the website too.
North Hollywood Hair, northhollywoodhair.com. And, I am a believer that if you are a consumer of a product, you should either own shares of that product, especially, I'm talking about if you're a regular consumer of it, you should own shares of it, or you should own your own franchise of it. And sometimes we don't have all of the necessary resources to actually own a franchise of it. But what you can do is there are ways that you can build businesses where you don't necessarily have to make the major investment. And that's a different show we can have.
Right.
So what happens is with North Hollywood Hair, I love fashion, I love beauty, I love all that good stuff. And so what happens is I was finding myself, either for me, other celebrities, or whatever, we found everybody was always on a manhunt to find the best hair at the best price. And so, the way life would have it, I ran into this Korean couple that were actually in the entertainment industry with me. And I mean, it just all lined up perfectly where they do the travel and bring back the product and we work well together. So I opened the business and I'm just tickled at what it's doing. And
you guys have to go there because I saw the hair and it's amazing. If you want some great quality hair that look, I'm like this. I've never seen hair look so fine. If I can say it that way. Have you ever seen hair that was fine? Look what she got on. That hair is fine. I don't mean to put you out there, but we out there. It's fine, y'all.
Oh no! Look, I can't sell no product and be ashamed.
Come on now. Yes. Don't the hair look good, y'all? You got to go to HollywoodHair.com. I mean, amazing, great prices. If you want quality, you're going to pay for it. And she's not expensive. Like some of these people, I'll put it this way. My daughter went and bought a wig from this young lady. It was a custom made, almost $300, which is kind of cheap, but it was cheap.
Oh.
It was cheap. She wore that wig for about a day. It was horrid. No refund. It was horrible. And when I tell you guys, I know Crystal Smith, the person, first of all, and then I know her as a business mogul. She ain't gonna give you any kind of product. It's not going. If she gonna put out good products, something. If she can wear it, then she can sell it to you. She's not gonna sell you anything less than what she wears. So you guys gotta go check it out. HollywoodHair.com. You gotta check it out. If you want some good quality hair now. Y'all gonna see me wear some. I'm gonna make me I'm gonna make me a little wig out of it and slap it on.
Nobody wear that hair like Sandra.
Man, look at here. I made me a hat wig out of shoe. What? It depends on how I feel. That's where I'm going that day.
You know my heart for people, period. And that was another reason that I pursued it because, I know the prices that the celebrities are paying. And so I decided instead of always being the consumer, I decided this early in life, instead of always being a consumer, why not be the seller? And so many of us as African Americans, we like to stay on the sellers. We like to stay on the consumer side.
Consumer side.
Learn how to come on the seller side and stop making everybody else rich off of our dollar. So that black dollar, if we ever learn to keep it right there in that bucket, our own businesses and we sell our own products. So I knew what people that were in different tax brackets were paying for the hair, but I saw in my own community, my people paying, 500% markup on hair that people that could afford to pay that price was paying this price. So what I did was I intentionally opened this business, and the prices are the prices that they pay with the quality of hair that they wear for my community. So the prices are, they don't get in it. If I went any lower, it wouldn't be a profitable business.
Right. Because you got to make a profit, but you're not trying to make the profit off of people's back. You're making it affordable where they can afford it, and you still can get your coins. Because I say coins too. I'm young. Look, I'm still young, like kids too. I'm coins. So let me ask you this: what would you tell someone out here? Well, first, tell me what inspired you to go into this line of business, entertainment, TV, all that you do. What was your inspiration?
Most of this happened to me in life. It was truly accidental. And that can sound, it can sound cliche-ish, but it's really my story. Most has been accidental because I actually started, my focus in life was to be a CEO. And I have to give credit to my mother for that because my mother, I was blessed to live in a household where I saw a CEO. I saw my mother go from working at a daycare to her and her best friend getting together and starting a business and becoming business partners. And they started a daycare. So I saw that whole process and I saw the good and the bad of it. I saw you don't get no vacation. I saw all that growing up. And my mother was very intentional about keeping me in environments to be around other African-American women that were bosses, that were bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I grew up seeing at arm's reach Black women that were doing it. So, it was too far-fetched to me. And then, by the time I got to early middle school, early years of middle school, I saw this black woman on TV. And I'm like, whoa, she had my same melanin. And it was like, wait. And that
Wow.
was
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey. And when I saw her, it was
Mm.
like, okay, so now there's an example from afar. Then I had all
Right.
these women, even the women I would babysit for, they pull up to pick me up from school in Mercedes Benz. And I'll never forget the first time I got in one. I was like, yep, this is
Mm.
going to be the car I drive. And so I started casting visions and dreams, not even knowing it as a child.
Mm.
And I started naming and claiming and calling things into manifestation for my life
Mm-hmm.
at an early age, even though I didn't understand what I was doing. But it's because of that. When I saw those things, it made me want to make sure that I own wherever I work, that I'm the boss and I'm not subservient to other people to make them wealthy. And I stay in a place of struggle. So I started very, very early, and I started in the car business.
Wow.
I didn't
A
start
car
in entertainment.
business.
I started in the car business. Nobody could have ever told me I wasn't gonna own, 5 or 6 car lots, because I started in the car business at 16 years old. And so I
Wow.
literally, my first job was at a restaurant. It was at a restaurant called Hardee's, and I started at that restaurant. And anything I've ever done, I've just been that type of person where it's like, if I do it, I'm gonna put my all into it. It's like my all or none. And so
Right.
even at the restaurant, I would study the customers, because it was a restaurant that had a lot of senior citizen customers. And
Right.
they would literally, they would come at the same time every day. So I pressed myself and I began to learn their orders. I knew their cars, I knew their orders, and I knew their names. So when they would get to the
That's good.
drive-through, literally, they would get to the drive-through, I called their name, tell them just drive. They wouldn't have to waste their time telling me to order, because I knew
Already
what they
knew.
wanted. Well, doing that, it triggered the attention of one of the Caucasian men that came around at the same time every day. That Caucasian man asked me, could we have a meet? Could I meet with him? I was 16 years old. I said, yeah, I can meet with you in this restaurant. How about that? In this restaurant. And he came to the restaurant the next day. We sat down and talked, and this man began to tell me what he saw for my life. Now, he wasn't a preacher. He wasn't none of the things we think is necessary.
Right.
He was just a cool Caucasian white man. Have a Volkswagen Jetta. Nothing stood
Elaborate.
out.
Yeah.
Right. So it was crazy, but we had that meeting and we sat down and talked, and he said, I want you to come work for me. And I was 16. But at 16 years old, I would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go to the restaurant, help the old ladies make the biscuits, and help them get in the restaurant. I would leave the restaurant at 7, go to school, get out of school. I was in the in FBLA in the work program. I would get out of school at 11 o'clock, go back to Hardee's.
Wow.
Then leave
That's
there.
dedication, determination.
Leave there and go to work for the Caucasian man, who eventually, he was like, so why won't you just work for me and leave Hardee's? He said, because you're afraid. And I was. Hardee's seemed more, it was consistent. I knew I was.
And more, yeah.
But when I started making money with him, and the money was triple what I was making at Hardee's, I was like, okay, let's do this. And that's when I started working at Hardee's and started working for him full time. And Chandra, the money I was making from 16 to 18, it was unbelievable. So I knew this was the industry, in my mind, that was the industry I wanted to go into. So it was crazy. I started working for him. He taught me everything about the car business. He taught me the repo business. He taught me how to own a car lot. He taught me how to buy the cars. We went to the auctions together. I mean, all the way, every step of the way. And so by the time I got 18, I was like, I'm not going to college. Are you crazy? I was making the money I was making was absolutely unheard of for a young Black woman like myself.
Especially, those back at that time.
When we were coming up, it was unheard of, and I wasn't doing anything illegal to make it. So it was like, okay, I'm not going to college. And my mom was like, the whole devil in you. Yeah.
Right there.
every part of the devil that's talking through you is lying, and you going to college. So what I had to do, I had to stop from making money to go sit in a classroom, and I couldn't comprehend that. I couldn't come to grips with that.
Wow.
And you know,
So everybody don't have to go to college to be successful. Go ahead.
I have
Speak
mad
it.
love. I have mad love for all of my college grads. My daughter is a college grad. I have mad love for them, but it's not everybody's journey, and it wasn't my journey. And you know, my mom, my dad didn't care. My mom was like, you know, being a teacher, it's like no. So you know, I created circumstances to make sure I didn't have to go back to college. I couldn't go from making money to sitting in a classroom. I'm like, oh, you want me to sit in here all day? Who all them bills I'm missing? Because I was still getting text messages. But I was still getting information from my man here in Atlanta that had taught me the business. So I created circumstances, and I ended up having to leave college because I had this kid. I had a kid on the way. So you know, away my point, the journey again. It's all about the journey. My journey. I had no idea that it was going to lead me into the places, the rooms, the spaces that God has graced me to be in. And I'm just humbled. It's just my advice to anybody is to just keep going. It's going to get rough.
Keep going. Now, let me ask you this real quick. Now, you said that he taught you about the business. Now, didn't you, if I'm not mistaken, I think I know this correct, but correct me if I'm wrong, didn't you own some car lots yourself? At that time, after he taught you the business, you owned your own car lots?
After I worked with him for a while, and then I said, I'm going to college, and he was like, don't do it. You already have the relationships with the car dealers around here. Don't do it. Don't do it. I was like, my mama gonna kill me. I gotta go. You know, I'm black, and I was scared of my mama. You know
and I know Miss Emma.
I was scared, so I got to go. This woman is crazy. So and I went to college, and so when me and my ex-husband intentionally made my oldest son, because we knew if that happened, I knew my mother well enough to know she's gonna be like, get a job. Yep, gotta get a job.
You created a circumstance, didn't you? Wow.
It was deliberate, you know. And so at that point, when she found out, I was denying it. I was scared to death. But when she found out I was expecting my son, she said, okay, now go to work. And at that point, it was like I already had the trade in me. I knew exactly what I was going to do. So then I started my business, and this is my first time sharing this part. I started the business, and it's crazy because I was 19. I was 19. And I had
a baby.
I was literally, you know how crazy you still are at 19. I was 19, pregnant. All types of things were happening in my life, but I had to start that business because I had this child now I had to see about. I started a business. I moved to the hood. Okay, if you're from Atlanta, you know about Jonesboro Road.
Oh, I know about Jonesboro, and I ain't even from it, but I know about Jonesboro.
I moved to Jonesboro Road in this apartment. I went back to see it since I've been back to Atlanta. I always like to go back and see where God has brought me from.
Right.
So I went back, but the apartment was on Jonesboro Road. I didn't have a phone. I didn't have nothing. Now, how are you going to run a business? I didn't have nothing. I had a baby. My child was 6 weeks old, and I had a husband, and we moved to this little ghetto apartments. But I didn't have a phone, but the phone booth was right outside of my.
Oh my God!
That's how far. Oh, that's showing our age, isn't it?
Phone booth. Ooh.
The phone booth was right by my apartment door. And Chandra, I would get up, feed my child. My ex-husband would go off to work, and I would work my business from the phone booth every day. And
now you talk about perseverance and working that vision and everything within your 6-week-old baby, you said? And you was taking that baby, going to the phone booth, conducting your business. I better just catch them nuggets and gems.
Dress my son, put him in the car seat. I would sit him right on the ground in the car seat, right by the phone booth. I'm on there handling business, running this business without a phone and a busted car. And I'm looking at him. I'm like doing everything, trying to make sure he be quiet. And then if he start, ain't no mute button on no phone booth.
Right.
So you just You, you got to
Right,
press your
right,
head.
right, right.
I'm like, boy, hush. You know what I'm saying? So it was
Ooh,
not say crazy. The journey was crazy, but I tell you what, I was out of that apartment in 6 months, and I've
wow,
never had to live in another one since then. I bought my first Mercedes from that vision I cast when I was a young girl, when I was 20.
wow.
And
Your first
life is
Mercedes at 20s.
my first Mercedes at 20, my first house at 21. And God has just been good. But once
Y'all, I
again,
hope y'all catching this. Please catch all she's giving. Wow.
it's that journey. It's that journey. It's those moments that I will never forget that keep me stable today. I'm still being held stable by those moments of struggle and just
Right.
remember when life just seemed like it was all over and the vision wasn't going to come to pass, but I stayed consistent and stable. Even when I didn't know to have faith in God, I had to have faith in me.
Exactly. Having faith in you. That's big. On this journey, you gotta have faith in you because if you take this journey and you don't have any faith in yourself, it's just a worthless walk to me.
And in the faith, in the Christian community, a lot of times, Chandra, we are taught, and the focus is on having faith in God. And sometimes there's an
Mm-hmm.
over focus there because what we do is
Mm-hmm.
we have young African American young girls growing up where they think the only place that they're supposed to have faith is in God. So they're not
Right.
taught focus of
Mm-hmm.
believing in themselves, and that's why we get ourselves into some bad situations because of low self esteem and things
I'm a
that
victim of that. I'm a victim of that. So yeah.
me too. That's how I can talk about it. Me too, because it was almost like it was taboo or you were being
Mm-hmm.
arrogant if you believed in yourself. So then we get
Mm-hmm.
older, we don't understand why people treat us a certain way because we've taught them we didn't matter. I'm
Wow,
gonna be
that's good. No, that's good. I mean, we gotta let that resonate for a minute. That's good. Because that's how I felt. And so many people that are watching and just women that will watch this replay have been there. And some may be still there. What would you say to the ones that are still there
it's
in
so
that
important.
space?
It's so important that we have to break the monotony of feeling like to love ourselves, we're being selfish. To take care of
Mm,
ourselves, we're being selfish. That's not being selfish. We can't be the best, whatever we need to be daughter, mother, sister, cousin, friend, even friend. We can't be the
mm-hmm.
best of those things if we don't first know who we are, know what we are, know what we've been called to be. And that's so important. And that's really where my focus is right now in my mentoring
Right,
and teaching young people. It's like get to know yourself. Know
right,
yourself, and most of all, know your self-worth. So you won't allow people to abuse you. You have to know when you don't
right.
deserve. And so often
Mm-hmm.
we are plagued with the guilt of bad decisions that we've made in life. That what we do is when people do us wrong, we feel like we deserved it.
Yeah, that's good. That's
It's like
good. That's really good.
I don't deserve that. I didn't do everything right, but I don't deserve that. And see, it's that
Exactly.
if I can just get this generation to get that, you don't
Mm-hmm.
deserve to be hit by a man. You don't deserve to be cheated on by, these are things that they think are the
Right.
norm because
Mm-hmm.
we've been taught from a gender, that's a whole nother subject, but we've been taught that certain things should just happen because that's a man.
Right. And that is so we have to be deprogrammed from all of that stuff that we've been taught and just embedded in us. You know what I mean? It has to be dug back out of us. And like what you said, the first thing, not about us being selfish, it's about self-care.
It has to happen. It
Because
has
without
to happen,
self-care, we're gonna stay in that loop. That's the matrix. We're gonna stay in the
especially.
matrix.
And Shonda, you and I, we've had a lot of these conversations off camera, where we talk about a lot of times, like with the young ladies growing up, we have to be honest with them. We have to teach them, love your kids, but don't make that your life.
Ooh,
Just because you have a
very
child,
good.
you become a mother, but you don't lose your woman.
You
Be a
know, and
mother.
so many of us do. I did it at first. You know, I lost me in being a mother, but
Yeah,
I had to
yeah.
reclaim me because I'm like, y'all grown now. I'm me. At the end of the day, I got to turn around and look at me. At the end of the day, I got to look at what I didn't accomplish that I wanted to do. Motherhood, I'm always be a mother, but you're grown now. It's my time.
Yeah, I totally get it because so many people didn't understand my journey because I divorced. When I divorced, my kids were 6, 4, 2, and I was expecting my last son. Can you imagine that? I
Wow.
had 6-year-old, 4-year-old, 2-year-old, and I was pregnant with my last,
Wow. And a
and I was
business owner.
and a business owner
CEO, you was a CEO back then.
with tow trucks in the driveway from
Wow.
the retail business I own. I mean, the story is crazy, but I had
Wow.
to within seconds. I had to figure out life. What am I going to do now?
Right.
And you have
Right.
to always you have to just as a woman. I mean, period. As a boss, you just have to stay on ready. And so when
Mm-hmm.
you stay in that posture for so long, I just don't want them to do to make some of the bad decisions
Excuse
that
me.
we made from the place of, when life
Mm-hmm.
happens. A lot of people didn't understand why I was making some moves that I made because I realized I had, okay, I can't be the mom that's at the bus stop.
Yeah,
Sorry.
me either.
I
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
I couldn't be at the bus stop, buddy, and
The
I had to
soccer
have
mom, the PTA mom, that wasn't me either.
I had to tell my kids, y'all make a decision. Y'all want these Jordans or y'all want some cookies? Y'all want me to be at home and bake them cookies or y'all want what you want? And
Right,
these were
exactly.
real conversations we had in my house because I had to teach my children that I had to work. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
optional.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a husband, so I had to work. And it's a balance that as women we
Right.
really have, and we have to teach our young people. Know when it's time to send those kids to a babysitter and don't lose
Mm-hmm.
yourself because when you get to our age, by the time the kids get grown, you're not the woman you were when you had them.
Exactly. That is so true. And some people don't know how to realize who they are after their kids get grown. That empty nest syndrome sometimes takes over people. And for me, I welcomed it. Y'all grown. You know,
Mhm.
what's our song? You remember our song? Bravo. Yes. I'm doing
Bravo.
let us see. Bravo. Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm trying to be
Well,
the best me I can right now.
Well, in a transparent moment, you had to teach me. So I didn't embrace it as well as you did, because I had to call you crying many a days. Like, what in the world is this? Because nobody teaches you. You think the
they,
hardest part of raising kids is when they're little. That's what you
whew.
until they get grown, and you like, what?
You
It
wish
that
I could rewind the clock back when they was little, because when they get grown, it's like that's a whole nother stratosphere. That's just a whole nother thing altogether.
no, you need a whole new prayer life. The prayer life you had when they were
Oh,
toddlers, you can't have that prayer life when they
look, you
grown.
can't do that. Lay me down to sleep. I should die before I wake no more.
You have to do the matrix when them jokers get grown. What? Oh, you have to flip
For
the
real,
it's a totally different game at that point.
it
So,
is.
thank God that
Because
I had
now they're who they are, their personalities and their characters and who they're gonna be, and they gotta state to us that they're grown and I'm grown now. And but when something go down, who you call? You ain't calling Ghostbusters, you calling me. Until you grown again though. When you get back grown again.
Hmm.
I tell you, it's something.
Amen.
Okay, I got one more question for you. I'm gonna let
Mhm.
y'all better ask your question now. I'm gonna pick two questions. Y'all better ask what you want to know now. Now, I hope you don't mind me saying this, okay? She's been in every arena of entertainment, from movies to talk shows to reality shows. You had a show called The Pew.
Yes.
You had The Pew. You managed artists and secular and gospel. Okay, manager, y'all. Now, I hope you don't mind me. This is old one, right? Man, old one. A lot of the ladies out here, a lot of the ladies, they love him. You know what I'm talking about? They love him. A lot of the ladies that you used to manage and work with him, they love him. Come on, come on. They, yeah, a lot of ladies. Okay, y'all. She used to manage and work with LL Cool J, because that's everybody love LL. Ladies love James. That was her. That was her boy. She used to manage him. How was it? Because it was in the start of his career or interim of his career when you managed LL Cool J.
We were all kids. We were all kids.
Mm,
One thing about me, it wasn't a long tenure. And one thing about me, if I don't know it, I just need a few minutes. I just need like my Wonder Woman cape, and I'm gonna figure it out. And even when I don't necessarily figure it out, you're gonna think I know it. And so that's kind of
See,
like
that's
how
me. I think I learned some of that from you back in 2009. If I don't know it, I'm gonna learn it on my journey. I'm gonna learn it while I'm doing it.
and
And
that
that's
that
just been my model too forever. Now I learn it as I do it. You know what I mean? I don't know it. Yeah, I know it. I know it.
right.
Yeah.
In this generation, I don't understand why everybody is not bossing because they have Google. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They have
Yeah,
Google,
yeah.
access to
We had to
information.
go the old manual way. They just there it is.
Oh my God. And then we just had to wing it, you know,
But I thank God for the old way because that's
mhm.
ingrained in me. And what you learned from back then, it still carries weight now. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It's better to me when you have to learn it the way we did versus
Right.
Googling it real quick. Google is good, but when it's in you, you have to walk through what you learned. Man, that's priceless.
It gave us
That's
another
priceless.
level. It gave us another level of drive. You know,
Exactly.
it made us it made us into who we are today. So that's why what breaks a lot of other people, it don't break.
Hmm.
We're used to the grind. That's why during this pandemic, you know, I kept telling everybody, if you Black, you've been here.
Come on now. This ain't what nothing new to us. That's why I was cool the whole time, still cool. I'm like, okay, it's
Yeah,
all good with me.
yeah,
We know the struggle. We didn't have the struggle meals and struggle life. Come on now.
now listen, it wasn't no stimulus check coming, KK. So I'm just saying,
Thank you.
it's the
None of that.
journey. I just started in a lot of those things. It was just trial and error, and you know,
Hmm.
people, you know, all of us were young, so it's like Crystal. A lot of times, people would look at me as this super smart person. They had no idea that I didn't graduate from college.
And
They,
that still had no merit on who you were, what you knew, and who you became today. Like you
mm,
said.
they would just be like, Crystal, can you look over this contract because could nobody afford no attorneys? We were Black
Right.
and struggling.
Right.
But the car business is what led me over into
Right.
working in the entertainment industry because I became like, um, I was that car dealer, and I'm gonna say this the best way I can, but I was that car dealer that could put you in a nice car to look like
Hmm.
where you were trying to go in life. You weren't there yet,
Mm.
but it could give you the look where you were trying to
Right.
go, and you didn't have to prove to me if you could pay for it.
Oh wow.
So you know how
Wow.
like now we have buy here, pay here lots. We had buy here, pay here lots back then. And so my buy here, pay here lot was for that group of people that you have the money, you don't have the credit, and
Right.
you don't have the proof of income. So what happens is for actors and actresses here in Atlanta and even over on the West Coast, they would come to Atlanta trying to buy cars. It was easy to get cars here. So what
Mm.
happened, I would buy these contracts and deals from the finance companies and the banks, and they would say, take them to the auction, take them to the auction. Instead of taking them to the auction, I would just buy them from them, and because you know you're buying them at a really low price, and then I would
Right.
sell them, and that's where the car lot came from. So what happens
Wow.
is you just start selling them. I mean, big cars, because when you're an actor, even back in that day, when all of the actors and actresses, when they were trying to get cars, you're only as wealthy as your last show was. So
Yes. Hmm.
when that show ends, the check ends. So
Hmm.
they didn't have the proof to prove that they could afford that car. They did have the money that day, but until they got the next gig, they didn't know where the money was coming from. So that's how I ended up meeting a lot of people in the industry. And then
Wow.
people just started asking me, can you look over this contract? Can you look over that contract? And I was like, yeah. And then
Hmm.
I was I was the uncertified attorney.
Well, God will teach you on the job, won't he? All right, let me do this real quick because I got a lot of people asking questions. So let me see. China, China Mari says, put it up there. How do unsigned talent get to agents?
The key word, Mari, is talent. That's the key
Mm.
word, talent, and that's what most people don't understand. Talent, and a lot of times your cousins, your friends will tell you that you are the baddest that it is, but when it comes to agents, because we live in a society now where everybody feels they're talented. So if you meet an agent and an agent asks you to pay them money in order to be your agent, then you can already know you're being ripped off, because that's not what real agents do. Real agents, they see your talent and they know they can make money from your talent. The biggest of the job is to get you in a place to be seen and booked. Then they know their money is coming. So I always tell people it's a very dangerous thing to have an agent that is broke.
Wow. Yeah. There you go, China. I hope that answered it for you. That was a good nugget. So if they ask you for money from the beginning, be a little suspect. That's a red flag right there. All right. Well, we got Mommy Caldwell has a question. So for young entrepreneurs started out, what advice can you give about branding yourself?
From a branding perspective, like your kids, okay, what happens is you as a parent, of course, you're doing the work, but what happens is you have to be very careful with the kids' branding. I would advise a parent that you be the owner of the company and have your kids as the face of the company. But you actually, and sometimes we as a people, we can think that, my kids. No, the kids are the face and you as a parent are the owner. And so what you do is, from the branding process, with you all having social media like crazy out here, you have to work it from that place. But, it takes money to make money. And that's what we all have to remember, because keep in mind, when it comes to branding, if you're just putting it on your social media pages, you're only soliciting the same thing to your people. In branding, the objective is to get the information to people that you don't know, because you want consumers. Right. So if you only spend your time branding and pushing your product to people on your social media platforms, you're going to be limited, because most often our people don't support us. You make your wealth from
that is so true.
Your circle doesn't come, your money doesn't come from the inside of your circle. You have to take your branding and go out, and that costs money.
Very good. And that's so true. That is so true. Kia says, yes, she's on your website. It's affordable, good hair. Telling y'all, it's y'all gotta go. HollywoodHair.com. Go to that site. And also go to joy105.com, which is her digital magazine, news, and what else do you have music on your
Joy 105?
What else do you offer on Joy?
It's a digital magazine where the focus of the magazine is not a Christian quote unquote magazine, but what the objective and the purpose when I first started it was because in my dealings in Hollywood, when I first got in the industry, faith-based was not accepted. Nobody wanted to talk about it. The most they wanted to talk about faith-based was from an evangelical perspective of a show called Little House on the Prairie. Remember that show?
Yes. Still watching it, yes.
Yeah. Little House on the Prairie. What was the one with Della Reese? Touched by an Angel. So it was those evangelical owned shows. They were the only ones that were getting interest. So every time I would try to pitch a show that had a faith base to it, I wasn't getting, literally the measures I had to go through in order to just try to get people to look at the talent. So what I did was I created Joy 105 to be a portal for me to help give exposure to people in the faith-based industry from a quote unquote secular perspective. Because, most people in the faith-based industry, Essence, Ebony, Vogue, these magazines don't want to talk about faith-based issues. They're not going to highlight a pastor. That's not important to them. They're not going to highlight a pastor. Like there's a pastor recently that just paid millions of dollars of debts for people.
Oh wow! Didn't hear that.
Oh yeah, it's I can't remember his name now, but it's a new young pastor, and he paid millions of dollars of debt for people. No major media outlet.
Because I haven't really heard it, and I study the news now for my show, and that one I didn't catch.
Yeah,
so that says a lot.
Yeah, they're not going to talk about it. So that's why I did Joy 105, because now it's a place where those in Hollywood, they'll come there to look for talent because of our relationship. And then it's kind of like shows in the faith base, who's popping and who's not.
Right. and who's not. Well, I hope that answered your question because she kind of went around about pretty much into where you were asking China. She said, what kind of content networks look for?
Right now, Mari, it's an open portal because if ever it was a time that content was needed, it's now. I'm talking about it doesn't matter because in reality, right now, what we're dealing with is streaming is the bigger platform. And
Yeah.
nobody in the industry ever thought in a million years we would see this day. Streaming is dominating television. And every television talk show, game show, TV show is struggling right now because they're having to compete against the Netflixes and the places like that. So when it comes to content, Mari, you already know what's up. You just need to finish that deal with that Christmas show.
Was it Pastor Mike Todd?
That's
Pastor
him,
Mike Todd. Okay.
Yeah, that's him.
I don't know. I might have heard of him. Was it a few months back?
It was around Christmas time.
Okay. No.
Yeah, it was in December. It was, I mean, literally, he paid off, put out millions of dollars to pay off.
Is he here in Atlanta?
No, I want to say he's in one of the Carolinas. Not sure, but he's up and coming pastor that is doing major things.
And paid off millions.
Mm-hmm. Millions of debt.
To me, now that's how you see the kingdom at hand. Mm-hmm. That's how you see God. Mm-hmm. Not always being on the platform, preaching and hollering and screaming. I'm sorry, this is me. It's my show. I'm uncensored. I don't care. And that don't mean I don't care in that kind of way. But, I mean, people have gotten worn and weary with the go to church, shout, lay me out, get up, go to church, shout, lay me out, speak in tongues, get in this line, get in that line. Now, people want to see, let me see your, proof behind what you speaking and preaching to me. And to me, that says more than a person going to church and getting laid out on the floor. He just paid millions to pay off debt.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Most definitely. It's right now, we live in a world where they want to see. Mm-hmm. They're not as quick to hear anymore. Our generation, we were more or less, if we were told to do a thing, we would do it. This generation now, you have to show them.
Yeah, you have to. They're not going to believe whatever, we say. Like with us, when we were growing up, we were so scared when they came to church. They would put the fear of God in us. If we go to the left, right, or whatever, we're going to hell. Now these kids be like, yeah, whatever. Show me. They want proof in the pudding. Now you can talk. I've heard young people say, their words don't matter to me. You say what you want to say until they show me. It don't matter what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Now is the time where if the young generation, they have to see your works. They have to see what you're doing because what you're saying, it's like talking cheap.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The young generation, and some of us are more mature heads too. It all depends on keyword, your journey. Yeah.
It keeps coming right back to that journey. It keeps coming right back to the journey, and that's the biggest thing. So, hey, you guys, I hope y'all enjoyed our guest. Y'all give us some claps down there in the comments. CEO, MOGUL CEO Crystal Smith, for being here. You dropped a lot of gems, and I know it helped me. So I know it had to help some people out there. Crystal, give them your website so they can go to your website. For some reason, I can't type this in right now. I can go back later and put it in. But give them your website.
For the business entertainment side, that would be crystalsmithent.com. For the media outlet, Joy 105, it's joy105.com. And for hair, that's northhollywoodhair.com.
Thank you. I hope you guys got that. If you missed it, I'll go back and put it in the comments, or you can just watch it all over again. If it's, she said a lot of stuff to digest this all like that. But if you need those pointers, those gems, just go back and rewatch. Crystal, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule, because a lot of people don't know, just because we're in the pandemic, you at home working all the time. From home, you still getting it in 24/7. You don't sleep half the time.
And I'm grateful because I know it's so many people out here that they've lost their jobs, they've lost their houses, they've lost a lot, they've lost family. So my heart goes out to them, and I'm consistently praying over my own family, and I pray that we just have to make the best out of this bad situation. Yeah. Hopefully it'll be over soon. I
hope so. But until it's over, I'm still cool. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna I'm not gonna flip my script, you know,
it's really
because a
what we
lot of
said
people
earlier.
have.
It's really what we said earlier. We have to just keep doing what we've always done as a people. We are
Exactly.
resilient people, and we have to
Exactly.
keep our faith in God. But I just hope people don't miss the blessing, because right now, you know, there is always a blessing in chaos.
It
And what
is.
happens is people normally, our natural human reaction to chaos is to run for shelter.
Right.
But I've
Right.
always been that person when chaos happens like that, while everybody running, I'm on the ground.
Right.
Mhm.
I'm
It's some
operating in the
spoil.
midst of that, you know?
It's some spoil down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on now. Well, let me just tag this to the before I let you go. There's a blessing in chaos. Like you said, let me just put the scripture on that. Look at the children of Israel. There was all kind of chaos with all the plagues God had brought up on Pharaoh, everything that was going on around them. It was chaotic. It was confusion. It was pandemonium. But look at the spoils they got out of that chaos. They got
Yeah.
spoils out of that chaos. You know what I'm saying? Big plunder out of that chaos. You know, the enemy had to give them big plunder. So, like you said, in the middle of chaos, just be cool. Because you don't know what you're going to get out of it. Just be cool. You know, don't
Mhm.
lose yourself. And when the temperature rises, when it gets to this fever pitch like we are now, just be cool. You'll make it through.
I hope us as a people, and I'm speaking directly to African Americans, period. I hope
Yeah.
that there's not a person, at least a person in my tribe, in my
Hmm.
circle, that don't come out of this pandemic. If you weren't a business owner, if you just feel comfortable staying on your day job, you stay there, but get your own business.
Come on now.
Everybody needs their own business. If this didn't teach you, everybody needs their own business, because trust me,
Exactly.
it's a blessing for those that receive the stimulus checks. But
Right.
those that have businesses got more help than those that work jobs. And
Exactly. Exactly.
that's just my thing that I really want. If I could just engrave this in the minds of our people to understand,
Hmm.
everybody needs to own a business.
Yep.
Everybody needs to have an EIN number. If you are a person that you have a talent, a gift inside of you, you need an EIN number,
That's
and you
right.
need a business. And most importantly, for our people, stop being afraid of IRS.
Come on now. I,
Stop being afraid of
I'm in
IRS.
total agreement.
You don't have to be
That's right.
afraid of it. And it comes from the way we were taught. It's the way we were taught. And we have to stop being so afraid. We have to step out on faith. Everybody needs
Right.
a business. Everybody needs an EIN number. Everybody needs a business bank account. I hope nobody that's watching this lets this pandemic end and you don't
Right.
have a business. And you don't have to, it's not going to all come together at one time, but you got to start somewhere. And in this year, right,
Exactly.
I'm just trying to tell everybody,
Right.
I don't care what your business, and don't have a business in your head, have a real business.
Exactly. I agree with that because for my talk show, and I have a makeup company, paid by color. I have an
Mhm.
EIN number. I have a business bank account because this is a business. You know what I mean? And I'm working this thing. So that was man.
Mhm. You
That's the
can't, you
first
can't,
foundation of a business, really, too. With that, hey, get your
mo-
EIN, get your bank account too. That's a part of the beginning.
yeah, most people, they don't understand how it works. So what they think is they think the business is going to come and they're going to do that. And then they're going to go back and do
Hmm.
the business part first. But the blessing and the favor and the attraction of wealth can't come to you. Ain't even got no bank account. You
Right.
operate off of a thought. If you have a
Hmm.
talent, you should have a business. That's how I
Right.
feel. I feel like
Exactly.
everybody has a talent. If you are a musician, if you are an artist, start the business. Start it.
Hmm.
And you will be amazed at what God will do. You make mistakes along the way, but God is a teacher, and
Yes,
life
he
is a
is.
teacher.
Yep.
Life is a
The
teacher.
journey, like you said, back to the journey. It
It's the
keeps
journey.
leading back to the journey.
It's the
All
journey.
right, everybody. I hope y'all really picked up on the gems that Crystal was given because those were for free. Because this kind of information with branding and advertising, this is some people pay her for. But she was gracious enough to come on and give it to you guys for free as a favor to me, her sister. So you guys pick
Thank
it
you.
up, run with it.
Thank you for
Thank you,
having me.
thank you, thank you. I love you, I love you, I love you. And we'll get a chance to do this again soon. when
I just want
you just take the hour and do what you got to do. You know what I mean? I
anything
appreciate
you want.
you.
Just forward
I
it, you
love
know.
you. I love you.
I
And
love you
I'm
too.
here. And I
Thank you.
talk to
Thank
you soon.
you. Okay.
You're welcome.
All
Talk to you soon.
righty.
All right. Bye bye. All right, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this segment. It was powerful for me. I mean, it reaffirmed some things for me as far as the businesses that I'm doing with my show and my makeup company. I hope it affirms some things for you and you got some nuggets and wisdom out of the show. We went over, but I had to go over for you guys. You guys needed this information. All right, guys. As I say all the time on Pillow Talk Live, if you keep looking back, you can't see what's in front of you. You can't see what's ahead of you. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. And this time next week, you know where I'll be. I'll be right here, 7 o'clock, with another wonderful guest. This is Business Month on Pillow Talk Live. So I'm going to be bringing people that's going to drop knowledge on you to help you get your year started with your business and get going. All right. Love you guys. God bless.